What's up, guys? It's Dan from Coin Bureau Trading. Today, we're going to talk about why the crypto market is pumping and why this pump is likely to continue. If this is the kind of content that you enjoy, then be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ping that notification bell. Before we get started, do keep in mind that nothing in this video is financial advice. It's just my personal analysis of the crypto market. Your analysis could be different, and if it is, that's awesome, because the more difference of opinion that we have, the better traders and the better investors we're all going to become. So I want to start off, guys, by giving you a quick recap, of course, of my video on Monday about why the crypto market was crashing back then. Basically, I had explained that it didn't seem to have much to do with the yen carry trade. It seemed to have more to do with the fact that there was kind of algorithmic selling related to tax loss harvesting when Asia markets open. And I had warned in that video is that if the kind of dip in the crypto market was due to tax loss harvesting, basically like automated selling to lower taxes on assets that had fallen that year, that we would probably see another leg lower in the crypto market once US markets opened. And that's exactly what we saw. But as I mentioned right at the beginning of that video, guys, that dip was kind of like not a big deal. And I kind of was of the opinion that it would probably be over pretty soon and we would see a continuation higher. And I do have a video coming out this Saturday where I'm going to be explaining why I think December could be a really good month for crypto. But in the shorter term here, this is I guess, an even more important lesson when it comes to analyzing crypto prices. Whenever you see crypto prices going up or down, the first thing you should do is check what the stock market is doing, specifically at the S&P 500. Because if the stock market is going up and the crypto market is going up, that tells you it's some kind of macro factor. But if the stock market is going sideways or even going down, as was the case yesterday, and the crypto market is going up, that tells you that it must be something specific to crypto. There must be some reason why the crypto market rallied, but the stock market did not. As far as I can tell, the reason why the crypto market rallied yesterday was because basically the chair of the SEC, Paul Atkins, had confirmed that the SEC's innovation exemption for crypto will be coming, quote, in a month or so. So basically over the next month, or, some people are saying January. Some media reports have it by the end of the year, but in a month or so, we're dealing with either later this month or early next month. For those of you who don't know, the SEC's innovation exemption would basically make everything in crypto legal in the US for a limited time. So whether it's DeFi or SocialFi or GameFi and all this stuff. So basically it would result in a lot of on-chain experimentation, speculation, innovation with developers and crypto projects not having to worry about getting in trouble legally. And as you can imagine, that's a pretty bullish thing to keep in mind. But I would argue it's something that's kind of hard to fully price in because no one knows exactly what it's going to look like. All they know is that it's going to be bullish for crypto. What's really interesting is if you zoom in on Bitcoin's chart or Ethereum's chart and you zoom in all the way into the hourly, you can see that the moment that Paul Atkins made that announcement was when the crypto market started climbing. So that suggests to me that yes, this was probably the trigger for the crypto rally. Again, something that was specific to crypto, because if it was something that was macro related, we would have seen stocks rallying as well. It was only crypto. What was the announcement that took place within that time frame? It was the SEC, basically Paul Atkins confirming that the innovation exemption is coming very soon, and the crypto market basically rallying in response to that news. Of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Vanguard, one of the largest asset managers, also allowed their clients to start accessing crypto ETFs yesterday. So this could have also been a tailwind that once US markets opened, we probably saw another boost from Vanguard investors starting to allocate. Just one quick thing to keep in mind when it comes to these ETFs is that like buying and selling of the ETFs does not have an instant or like an immediate impact on price. Typically, the market makers or the entities that are involved in like managing these ETFs, they will gradually buy and sell crypto or like Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, based on the perceived demand of that day and of the next day. So it's kind of like, they don't want to go and be immediately buying, $1 billion of crypto, let's say in 1 hour. They spread that out over the course of the day. They spread out the buys and the sales to make sure that they're not completely adding to the volatility, if that makes any sense. But I guess that's a perfect segue. So one of the main reasons why the crypto market has been rallying, so again, the trigger for the rally was the SEC innovation exemption, but the kind of thing that caused the crypto market to rally so much, of course, and I'm sure there'll be a few comments about this, is that it's mostly for now is a short squeeze. Of course, everyone is convinced or was convinced, probably still is convinced that the crypto bear market is starting. So a lot of people were short. So when you got even a little bit of good news here that caused price of Bitcoin and other cryptos to go up even slightly, the result is that you saw hundreds of millions of shorts. And what's really interesting is that it doesn't take as many shorts to pump up the market versus longs, like to get let's say a 20% drawdown or 10 or 20% drawdown. you need like billions of dollars of long liquidations overall, but it only takes a few $100 million of short squeezes to push crypto prices up by 10 or 20%, which is really interesting because it kind of shows you that there's not much selling pressure on the way up, but there is kind of lots of buying on the way down, or at least there was, some would say. But anyways, I'm sure you guys are all wondering what comes next for the crypto market. In my opinion, I think, well, I mean, it's amazing that Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Sui, most altcoins are now above the Bollinger Band moving average on the daily. And of course, the way that I analyze charts is I say, okay, well, if we can see that that crypto prices are above this key level, then the next thing to do is to zoom out to the weekly, and we basically have the weekly Bollinger Band moving average as the next target that's likely to be hit. For Bitcoin, that would be close to 110,000. It's of course a question of when that's going to be hit. It wouldn't surprise me at all if this gets hit by the end of the month. And it's also worth noting, guys, that a rally up to this key level, let's say somewhere around 105 to 110,000, even if we are entering a crypto bear market, a kind of bounce in the crypto market would take Bitcoin up to around this level. For Ethereum on the weekly, that would be close to 4,000, specifically 3,900. For Solana, that would be close to 185, and for Sui, that would be close to almost $3, which is pretty crazy. That would be more than a doubling off of Sui's recent lows in terms of like a counter trend rally. And I guess, of course, it begs the question, like, is the crypto bull market going to continue after that? I personally think that it will. Of course, it's still a bit too soon to say, but one thing to kind of keep in mind here is that everyone seems to be convinced that the crypto bull market is over. Any kind of bounce that comes, everyone wants to exit on that bounce and get out. What's really fascinating is I recently did this macro course in London, and one of the guys who presented there was an expert in behavioral finance, and he basically explained that when you have a situation like this where everyone is saying, oh, there's going to be a bounce and I'm going to get out, and everyone else is going to get out, so either it means the bounce is not going to happen or whatever, what we could actually see happening here is that we see a rally, for example, for Bitcoin up to the Bollinger Band moving average on the weekly, let's say up to around 105,000. A whole bunch of people get out around that level, everyone kind of sells, you result in a little bit of chop, and everyone thinks, okay, thank God I got out, it looks like the crypto market's going to keep going lower, and then it just continues powering higher, right? Because the crypto market tends to do what is kind of the most painful outcome to most market participants. Some people would argue, oh, the most painful outcome would be for crypto prices to continue going lower. But the fact of the matter is, guys, that for most altcoins, they've already fallen whatever it is, like 80, 90%. Even Bitcoin, it fell from 126,000 down to 80,000. That was already a massive drawdown. So that kind of downside pain, it's been basically 2 months of pain to the downside. And in a weird way, it wouldn't be surprising to me at all if what we see next is basically 2 months of pain to the upside, where everyone who's short, everyone who's offsides, everyone who took profit, everyone who sold at a loss is just seeing prices creep slowly higher, which is kind of what we've seen over the last day or so. To see that kind of continue, in my opinion, that would be the path of most pain for most people. And again, even if we are entering a crypto bear market, some kind of bounce here is likely in the short term, and this bounce is likely to last, I would say, for at least a few weeks, and probably take Bitcoin again up to around 100,000. For Ethereum, probably somewhere up close to 4,000, maybe 3,700. For Solana, up to around 175, 180, and then of course for Sui, probably somewhere up to around, well, $3, maybe $2.5 in a worst case scenario. So yeah, I guess long story short is that, this bounce, in my opinion, is just starting. It's really awesome. This innovation exemption, in my opinion, should not be underestimated in terms of the effect it could have on the crypto market. And this Saturday, I'll be doing a deeper dive into the kind of various factors to watch in December that are likely to cause crypto prices to move higher. But in the short term here, just don't be surprised if we continue to see crypto prices squeezing higher. It won't be up only, so don't be surprised also, maybe we get another green day today, then we get a pullback tomorrow, like retesting the daily Bollinger Band moving average, and then a continuation higher. That's completely normal from a technical perspective. So yeah, so again, I guess, to summarize, today, probably another green day. Tomorrow, wouldn't surprise me if it's a red day. And then after that, a continuation higher. But again, we'll have to play things by ear, and we'll see how things are looking tomorrow. And if you guys are looking to trade crypto, then do check out the link in the description, specifically this top one here, BitGet up to 50,000 USDT deposit bonus. When you click on that link, it'll take you to a page that looks like this. You guys will notice that the Coin Bureau does have a partnership with BitGet, but on a personal note, I'm a huge fan of BitGet. I think it's an awesome exchange. That does not mean that you should be keeping your crypto on BitGet or any other exchange. Always keep crypto that you're not actively trading in your personal wallet. But with that being said, signing up for BitGet is completely free, and they have everything you could need: spot trading, futures trading, tokenized stocks, on-chain trading. They have trading bots, a whole bunch of crazy features, and everything is completely free to make an account, to sign up, play around, see if you like the features that are in there. And if you do enjoy the features and you do have a lot of trading volume, then you will be eligible for some of these bonuses here, which again, up to 50,000 USDT deposit bonus, which is pretty significant, of course. Anyways, guys, if you did make it this far and you did find that information helpful, then be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ping that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.